Young people. Young people. I'm going to talk to you now. Years ago, I used to save this talk until you were about 15. Then I had to change it to 14. Then I have to change it to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many of you, not because they told you in school, but how many of you actually understand drinking alcohol for children especially is extremely bad for your health? It messes up your growth. It messes up your brain function. How many of you understand that? How many of you been taught, right? How many of you been taught by people that they go, oh, weed don't matter. Smoking a little bit of marijuana is okay. It relaxes you. Some of y'all know you've been told that trash. Don't laugh, sweetheart. You don't need to be laughing.
Yes, sir.
You realize no country in the world is on as many drugs as we are? Between illegal drugs and pharmaceutical drugs, this country runs on drugs. You think what? A little bit of weed is okay, it relaxes you, it's fun, it don't hurt nobody. Fact is, the damage it does to your lungs, I don't know what you're smiling about. The damage it does to your lungs, the tar it puts in your lungs, vaping. There's a reason they run those commercials where people are now losing parts of their feet, where people are on ventilators in their mid-20s. The Lord been trying to tell you this stuff for a long time. So I'm going to remind you what the Lord says on this. Now, works of the flesh are obvious. The stuff that belongs to the devil is plain and simple. Adultery. Don't be fooling around with people that you ain't married to. And don't be fooling around with married people. End of discussion. That takes care of adultery and fornication. Uncleanness, lewdness, idolatry, sorcery. Sorcery. Now let's talk about sorcery for a second. Right? Evan, you ever see, was it in Fantasia? I know it was Walt Disney's A Sorcerer or whatever. Right? How many of you understand sorcery ain't Mickey Mouse wearing a pointed hat, chopping up a broom, and the broom's going crazy and trying to sweep him out the house? So that's what people think of. But let me see how smart some of you kids are. If I say the word pharmakia, what does that word sound like? Pharmakia. Do y'all not ever go to CVS? Pharmacy? The ancient Greek word for witchcraft and sorcery was pharmakia. Because 2,000 years ago, people did drugs to mess with their brain, and they gave the devil free access to destroy their lives. That's why the devil wants you on drugs. That's why the devil likes you on alcohol. Because it opens up a door. The spirit of drugs and alcohol opens up a door that Satan and the rest of his spirits can come in and destroy your life. That's why he uses those words. Some of y'all, as school's getting ready to wind down, you've got friends, cousins, siblings, bad friends at school, trying to talk you into some of this stupid trash. Let me help you understand. If it doesn't kill you, it can end you up in the hospital. Some of the people, you do know, how far are we from Jacksonville? An hour. Now, children, I'm going to get real honest with you. Some of you kids are playing with this trash, and I know some of y'all. Jacksonville is one of the primary ports for taking young children, and especially young females, and 1 hour out of Union County to put you in a shipping crate and send you halfway across the world because you got drunk or you got stoned at a party, and you'll never see your mama and daddy again. You'll never see your siblings again. And when you wake up someplace else, you'll wish to God you would have listened tonight, because it'll be the end of your life and you'll never come back from it. So you can go home, you can laugh, you can say, preacher don't know what he's talking about. Preacher does. For those who know my resume, you know I know what I'm talking about. Those of you who don't know my resume, feel free to come in. I'll give you my books. You can see I know what I'm talking about.
Amen, Brother Brian. Human trafficking is one of the biggest black market businesses in the United States.
Yep. And children, if you wonder why they want you on drugs in grade school, because if they get you stoned, they can take you without a fight, put you in a box, and when you wake up in the Middle East or somewhere in Asia, that'll be the end of you. So children, and some of you go, why are you giving this talk? Because I know some of y'all kids are you're stupidly playing with this stuff that you got not a clue what you're doing, and if you keep playing with it, you're going to get burned, and some of you are going to end up dead. And the gospel of Jesus Christ, John 10:10, Jesus Christ says, the thief comes not but for to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And to my kids who've been baptized, I don't want to hear that you're playing with any of this trash. That is totally contrary to everything you promised and you said to me when I baptized you. You leave this trash alone. It has no place for you as a Christian. None. The thief, that's the devil, comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. But Jesus Christ comes and he says, I've come that you might have life and you might have it more abundantly. Let me ask you, stoned, drunk, and in a shipping container, does that sound like an abundant life? Or does that sound like a life of stealing, killing, and destruction? Which one do you think is from the devil? Which one do you think is from Jesus? Yeah. Now some of you adults might be like, man, cool. Tired of the devil destroying. Tired of the devil destroying. And I know some of the rest of you are too. That back wall of Walmart stays on the back wall because 99.99% of those kids never come home. I love you all. I care about you deeply. Some of you are in bad situations, I know, and right now I can't do much about it. I can be here to help you with what I can, but you got to make better. You've got to decide right now that you're going to get through so that you can get to a better place someday in the future. And that place isn't by making wrong decisions now that will destroy your life.